Hi everyone, for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Jesse Yarbrough, and I'm giving a speech today on a career choice. And the career choice I have chosen is the U.S. military, mainly because I'm familiar with that, and it's something I will be going back into one day. But the U.S. military is it's a very broad career field. So, to alleviate that, I'm more so going to talk about core values, certain core values of the military, because you can go online and you can look up the careers, but the best to understand what the military is, I like to explain them. It's not for anyone. You may think you're choosing the military, but over time it chooses you. And between being in the Navy and the Army National Guard, I have a lot of experience. And the experience I'm going to talk about, it comes from my own knowledge, but also that from personal research I've done and also other knowledge I have. So that's what I want to talk about over the next couple minutes. So once again, you need to understand that in the military you no longer belong to yourself. You belong to something greater, a greater cause, and I wanted to show some examples of a couple of different men who exemplified those core values, those being courage, self-sacrifice, and commitment. So the first one I'm talking about, you see here, is Corporal Desmond Doss. Some of you may, if you've seen the movie Heartbreak Ridge, his story is in that. He was a Seventh-day Adventist, didn't believe in killing. In fact, according to his webpage, DesmondDoss.com, I say it says, but the Society's webpage, he actually, the only thing he took into battle was his faith in God and a Bible, and that was it. He was ridiculed, he was beaten by his own battle buddies and basic training. He was threatened with jail by his commanders, and still he persevered because he wanted to be a combat medic, he wanted to save lives. So he was assigned to the 1st Battalion, and in Japan, in 1940, he was drafted. He did not enlist voluntarily. 1942, he goes to Japan at a place called Hacksaw Ridge. Now, there's a big jagged edge, several hundred feet up. And the Army went up that cliff. They climbed ropes to get up to that cliff. Just hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Mortar rounds, artillery, bullets, and all of that without a weapon. He went into all of that to save lives. In fact, he was quoted saying, "God, give me just one more." He even was found to actually get enemy soldiers too and get them down the cliff. Without regard of his own life, he displayed that courage. Even before he put that uniform on, he displayed the heart of having courage, which is a great core value in the military. The next person I want to talk about is Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, Navy SEAL. His story was enshrined and famed by the story Lone Survivor, the movie and book Lone Survivor by Marcus Luttrell, who was one of the team members. Now, Mike Murphy, he was the commander of that crew. And this is a picture of him right here. He had many assignments, but it was in 2005, according to his website, the Navy's website. They went to Afghanistan to get a Taliban leader. The mission went bad. They had to get QRF, Quick Reaction Forces. They had to get them out of there. He calls, and in the middle of that, they're being attacked by over 80. There's only 4 of them. Their communication guy was shot, so he had to use his personal cell phone to call the command headquarters. And in doing so, he had to get to a clear spot. And in doing so, he was shot in the back. He was shot several times. He still picked that phone up, and he calmly called, knowing he was about to die, and he knew it. He displayed the ultimate, perhaps the ultimate core value, which is self-sacrifice, selfless service. In fact, because of this, he was given the Congressional Medal of Honor, and all but one, so unfortunately, died. Now, the last person I want to talk about is myself, the Navy, which is, I'm talking about the core value commitment. Now, Katie and I got married 2006, 2007. I was out to sea, back and forth. She was in Virginia, and most jobs you can say, hey, look, boss, I'm not coming in. No, not the military. Didn't matter. I had to go. And I think out of about 4 months, we probably spent about, I don't know, maybe 1 month altogether out of 4 months straight. We just got out of shipyards. It's not a regular 8-hour day job. So, I mean, there was times I had to stay late, do duty, miss birthday parties. That's the commitment you make when you sign that dotted line. Conclusion, I want to tell these stories because these men, they exemplified our core values. Both of them received the Congressional Medal of Honor. And I myself have displayed that one core value of commitment. Even though I didn't want to go, I didn't want to do it, but I needed to go. And these stories are, I want my audience to understand that these stories are told to understand what the military really is. Even though this happened years ago, it doesn't matter. Still today, selfless sacrifice, personal courage, commitment. These are the core values that make the military. This is what needs to happen. If you want a career in the United States military, you need to understand. You need to understand that someday you're going to be called upon to exemplify these core values. You may not know it, but you need to understand it. So, in the words of Chris Kyle, aka the legend, you just have to be willing. And that will conclude my speech.